Hey everybody, it's Party Elite with another episode of Total Breakdown. We've got a very quick and decisive battle today sent in by Dr. Ba, who leads his Greenskins against mkaestner1's Wood Elves. I certainly mispronounced that, and for that I do apologize. Now, because this battle is short, I will definitely put up a second one alongside it today, so check for the link in the pinned comment below. The Greenskins come in with Azag in charge, alongside two Goblin Big Bosses, a unit of Orc Boys ranked up to rank 2, a unit of Nasty Skulkers ranked up to rank 2, the Warlord's Boys, and a 8-peak Loonies. A lot of poison and stalking going on. Then we've got a unit of Orc Biggins for some anti-large damage dealing support, and a unit of Black Orcs for some anti-infantry heavy hitting. A unit of Night Goblin Archers ranked up to rank 2 and the Rusty Aurors provide protection against flying units, and the poison will help in any melee situation. Then the two units of Night Goblin Squig Hoppers ranked up to rank 2 and 1 are there to help shut down enemy range units. They are anti-infantry as well, so they can be of great assistance in the front lines afterwards. Finally, the Arachnarok Queen can harass enemy range units by bringing spider hatchlings up from the ground, and can cause a significant amount of damage to enemy infantry as well. The Wood Elves came in with a Glade Lord in charge, alongside 4 units of War Dancers who can be pretty devastating in melee. The solitary unit of Wildwood Rangers provides some anti-large and armor-piercing capabilities, and the 5 Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts are there for range support, though I think bringing Hagbane Tips and Poison would serve a lot better against the Greenskins. Then, we've got a single unit of Wild Riders with Shields for some minimal cavalry support, and a Forest Dragon for fear, terror, and mobility. Alright, as always, we're going to start with a conversation about deployment, and it's pretty interesting from the Greenskins here. Off to the side, in the right, in the woods over here, we've got the bulk of the Greenskin army. So we've got the Orc Biggins, the Black Orcs, and the Orc Boys forming the front line. A very sort of interesting pattern there. Then we've got Azag the Slaughterer up in the air, pushing forward nice and early. Right behind the front lines, we have the 2 Goblin Big Bosses and the Arachnarok Queen, able to provide support wherever necessary. And all the way at the back, of course, the Night Goblin Archers and the Rusty Aurors. Meanwhile, closer to the center of the battlefield, we have the Nasty Skulkers, the Warlord's Boys, and the 8-peak Loonies, and these guys all have stock, so they're nice and hidden, and they can move up pretty far before they can get spotted, so just leaving them out in the open because they won't be seen. Now, off to the side here, to the left of the battlefield, we've got the 2 Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and I'm pretty sure this was a mistake, but this unit is actually visible. These guys are hidden. Maybe our player here was thinking that the terrain would keep these guys hidden as well, but unfortunately, the opponent does have some Wild Riders over here in the woods, so these guys are visible. Now, the Wood Elves have their Wild Riders, as I mentioned, up in the woods up here, and otherwise have a pretty standard and simple deployment back here. They've got their War Dancers forming their front line. To one flank, they've got the Wildwood Rangers protecting from that one side, and in the rear we have our Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, and up in the air, the Glade Lord as well as the Forest Dragon. So, relatively standard, very simple, not trying anything too clever, and right from the beginning, a small but very crucial mistake. This unit of Wild Riders was pulled in this way. That unit of Night Goblin Squig Hoppers was visible. They should have gone in and taken care of that unit nice and early, because these guys can be quite dangerous. So that was just a slight mistake, but a very crucial one, because now you'll see both of these units are hidden because of terrain, and they will maintain their sort of hidden status as they get into the woods. So sort of a seemingly small but crucial error up there. Meanwhile, over here you'll see the mass of the Greenskin army is pushing up, not really afraid about being spotted, in fact wanting to be spotted, and it's working out quite brilliantly. You'll notice the Wood Elf army is pushing forward and turning around and deciding to face this way. It wants to engage somewhere here, and that's what it's prepared for, but in doing so, it's literally presenting its rear to the enemy for some great rear charges. So very unfortunate there, taking the bait head on, more or less. Now over here you'll see the Forest Dragon has pushed forward, wants to engage Azag and shut him down nice and early. Azag actually responds by diving right in himself, and you'll notice over here the Rusty Aurors and the Night Goblin Archers turn around and they open fire onto the Forest Dragon alongside the Arachnarok Queen. So bad move there. The Forest Dragon is going to eat a lot of damage, and it's going to be pretty decisive here. A lot of damage as well as morale damage, going to turn around and pull away, especially as in a second you'll see Spirit Leech goes down as well. So just causing some of that magical damage as well. And take a look at the patience over here exhibited by the Greenskins, which is, speaking in terms of their race, pretty ironic. Very patient. The Nasty Skulkers, all the stalking units are still kept hidden here. The Squig Hoppers are still kept hidden back there. There's ample opportunity to go diving into the rear lines right now and shut down all the ranged units. But the Greenskins are waiting for the Wood Elves to commit, waiting for them to push in and actually commit to the bit, and then they can sort of dive in and devastate the lines. So you'll see over here the Wild Riders being sent in from the side, again trying to sort of pull a flanking maneuver, maybe shut down some of these units, maybe try and hit the Ragnarok Queen. Not the best move, and you'll notice that you can see that Forest Dragon is taking a lot of damage. Would have maybe been better to not have engaged at all, or send them down to maybe shut down some of these archers as an early. The Glade Lord up in the air as well, getting vision, able to open fire. Maybe should have focused on Azag the Slaughterer just to cause some damage to command and to bring down the leadership as quickly as possible. Over here, the Ragnarok Queen was, sort of laying back. Could have brought up some hatchlings to actually slow down this incoming charge, but you'll see the response does come in, and as the charge begins, as the separation here grows, these guys all poke out, and they decide to charge into the enemy range units, and the Squig Hoppers as well decide to come in. Now the Forest Dragon should have been pulled back to stop some of these Squig Hoppers, and the Glade Lord as well could have been pulled down to stop these guys, or to stop this other unit of Squig Hoppers. There were options here to prevent this rear charge from coming in, but unfortunately the Wood Elves are all just diving into the fray over here, opening some shots off, getting some damage in, but they're not going to get too many volleys off. As you can see, these guys are closing the gap very quickly. The Forest Dragon is diving in to respond to this, but these Squig Hoppers are, well, they're simply not being taken care of. The Wild Riders are being pushed in, but they have to go around this mound, of course, so it does take them quite a while before they can get in. And meanwhile, over here, you'll see Soul Blight does go down, so that does reduce enemy armor and weapon damage, reducing their effectiveness in combat. And here you'll see the Squig Hoppers come in from the rear, chewing away at the Glade Guard. And of course, we also have the Nasty Skulkers and the Warlord's Boys and the 8-Peak Loonies all coming in here, destroying the ranged units almost instantaneously. The Wild Riders do dive in, but it's too little, too late. The Glade Lord still up in the air, should have been brought down to engage, or at least slow down some of those incoming charges, and mass devastation there. The sheer patience allowed a full surround of the Wood Elves and basically destroyed them in an instant. You'll see the Forest Dragon tries to stick around, but it's not enough, and a close victory for the Greenskins. Now, yes, this battle was very short, but it really highlights the value of battlefield vision and patience. The Wood Elves would have been in a much better position had they simply scouted the woods before committing. If they sent those Wild Riders in to investigate what those Squig Hoppers were doing, they would have, well, they wouldn't have made the moves they made. They literally presented themselves for slaughter, and it all went exactly how one might imagine. As always, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more Total War content, and keep submitting your battle replays. I think it's one of the best ways to learn, whether it's competitive play or it's regular ranked play. It's always nice to see great battles from the community. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield.